All right, so back again. We're going to look at the Cashflow Empire Live. Here's the ad that we looked at on Facebook. I'm not going to go over it because it's in part one. So if you want to see me kind of break down the ad from Facebook, go to part one. So now we're in part three. So let's check out where we left off. Um, okay, so I was talking about who's the challenge for, right? So you want to call out who this event is for, and that's very, I mean, you got to get this right because people are going to be like, well, it's kind of like, well, why should I attend? And then if you can say, you know, this is who this for, people go, oh, okay, that's why I should attend because I'm a male, 57 years old, and like to diet on the weekends or something like that. That's me. Okay, I should, So that's who that's where this section is really really important, and you don't want to gloss over it because that's where people are going to be like, oh, that's me. They're talking about me. That's where you can get really really personal, right? So you could say, you know, if you've been struggling with diet, if you've tried the keto diet and the vegan diet and the diet, you got to show up. And people are like, you know what? I've tried the vegan diet. I've tried the carnivore diet or the keto diet. And yes, you're right. I got to attend. So who's this challenge for? Okay, so employees, business owners, investors, and soon to be retires, and more. I just wouldn't even put in more. I mean, in more what? More, who the heck knows? Okay, you want to pay off debt to free up monthly cash flow for your lifestyle. Yes, that's okay. Or to grow your wealth. Yeah, I mean, yep, okay. I mean, but they're little kind of, you want to get a little more specific. I would say to grow your wealth so you can have maybe the freedom to take vacations or something. You got to plan. Like building wealth doesn't really. There's no imagery, right? There's like you know, grow, build well or build well so you can take your next beach vacation or something along those lines. I mean, if you can get those images in their head and go, yeah, you know what, I really need to do that. Okay, you currently have you currently have a home you'd like to pay off, and you're looking to buy a new one now. Yes. Okay, that's good. That's good. Um, if you own a home or will soon and want more cash flow from decreasing monthly bills or increasing monthly passive income or both, this challenge is for you. All right, it's kind of wordy. I mean, I don't mind technically what they're saying. Um, it's just the way this is displayed is just not really appealing. It's all like capitals, and I've talked about white on black on dark background, and it's just, and then this whole thing. I mean, this whole section could be done a lot better. Um, I don't even know if you need that. I mean, you're already asking this question, which is not even a good question. All right. Anyway, let's move on. Here again, these testimonials. Um, just sound kind of generic. But here, I mean, I like this one. I'm here. Well, this is good and bad. I like the I'm here part, right? I'm here. It sounds like, well, they're at the event to optimize my income and provide financial security. Okay. Okay. First of all, who says optimize? Like, what do you mean optimize your income? What does that mean? Like, I don't want it to be too big. It's almost like saying, well, I want to be in the meaty middle. I don't want too much money, but I want too little money. Well, I don't think anybody is afraid of having too much money. Like optimizing is kind of like you're finding the most like more of efficient way. Um, Nobody says I want to optimize an income. They people will say I want more income. I want more money. Want to grow my income. I want more money. No, I've never heard anybody say I want to optimize it. I don't even know what that means. Okay, so just here again, this sounds a little more authentic. I want to be financially free. I want to outright a large family ranch. See, it's very specific. It's like a word picture. Whenever you can get these kind of things into your copy, either as a testimonial or just the regular copy, like it's just like grow your wealth doesn't really mean anything. But I'd like to own a family ranch. That means something. That's a people are like, oh yeah. I would like to own a family ranch. Yeah, and I just all I really need is money. So you you got to do more of that, right? Like throughout your copies, just visualize. Like it doesn't have to be a testimonial. Be on a sailboat or in the Caribbean island, or take a European vacation, go to the Far East, go to the South Pacific. Like all these things. Like people want money to go do things, to have things, right? Not just to have a pile of money. I mean, that's just not how it works. All right, so our land, okay, it says I would like to be financially free. Beautiful. Own outright a fairly large ranch or land that will be a family legacy for my kiddo. Okay, so this is a little more authentic in the legacy. I would think an actual person would say that a large ranch so I could pass down to my kiddo, like pass down. Like I don't know if a lot of people say legacy. Um, you know, that's me. Okay. He wants okay, just other stuff, but um, okay, this is good. Replace my husband's employer. Um, make a difference in the world. I mean, these sound a little more authentic than the ones we saw above. All right. So by the end of this challenge, okay, so here it is this challenge thing. I'm like, I might come into the webinar to learn something about paying off my mortgage in 5 years, or do I have to go do something? Like the challenge, I think challenge appeals to some people and it depends what it is. But if it's not really a challenge, like then don't call it a challenge. I think people just they read other copy or they get AI to write this. Probably AI wrote this, and they just nobody thinks this stuff through. And it's so I I don't even this doesn't sound like it would be a challenge. And if it is, what is the challenge? What are you challenging me to do at this event? Is it what? I mean, call it the event. Call the event a challenge. But now you're just saying at the end of this challenge. Doesn't really make any sense. Okay, so I would say by the end of this event, you'll have a simple 5-year mortgage payoff plan tailored to your specific financial situation. Sounds good. Um, the confidence to make a few simple financial changes that'll speed your debt-free living and significant increases over monthly recurring income. Okay, that sounds good. A repeatable process you can use over and over to pay down debt quickly and grow your personal wealth. Okay, I mean, all these sound pretty good. I mean, a repeatable, this is beautiful because if people think they got to do a lot of work just to do it once, it may not be worth it to them, right? If I can only use what I learned in one specific area, I don't know. I don't know if I really want to do all that. It sounds like a lot of work just to do this one thing. But if you could say, what you learn here, you could use everywhere. The strategies you can learn to pay off your mortgage, you could use, to double your income in real estate. You could use it for stocks. It's a strategy. It's a mindset, or maybe it's a strategy. It's repeatable. You can do it over and over and over again. So that's really, really good. I don't know what exactly they're meaning there, but if you can say something like that, because people don't want to have to constantly learn. They just want the shortest distance to a result. And so if they got to learn a bunch of stuff, it'd be better if they could, whatever they learn, to do it in multiple places. So anyway, I like that. Okay, here's what you can expect from the Cashflow Empire Live Challenge. All right, so they're really getting into, this is what it's called, the Cashflow Empire Live Challenge. Okay. So, okay, before the challenge, so they're describing what somebody is, like a before and after, which is not bad. It's actually really good. You want to, although this guy doesn't seem like he's doing too badly, which actually makes sense because when I read these, it isn't actually all that bad. Comfortable but not free. Wealth without leverage. Paychecks, not passive income. missing big opportunities, wealth in the wrong places, uh, and good but not great. So it's kind of like I read these and I'm not going to read them. They're kind of mediocre. Um, your mortgage will soon be history. I like that. Crystal clear cash flow. That sounds interesting. Financial fortress. Fortress sounds pretty good. So you're building a rock solid system that protects you from downturns in position. Okay. Wealth on autopilot. Um, that sounds very appealing. Like people would love to have it on autopilot. Like, I mean, really, I mean, all the claims about um, passive income, there's really only one, and that's pretty much investing in stock. Put $10,000 into some fund or whatever, and then that's it. You don't have to do anything. Like real estate is not passive. It may feel passive, but you still, let's just say you're renting an apartment. You got to go find people. You rent it out. Sure, you get mailbox money. Any kind of real estate, you're going to do something. It's not passive. You can't just set it and forget it. I mean, if you got let's just say you got an inheritance of $50,000, put it all in the stock market, you could forget about it for 30 years and not do anything, and you'll make money. So anyway, your money can work for you 24/7. Okay, financial freedom redefined. Okay, so they're putting a new twist on it. Empowered and in control. These are good benefits. These are all good benefits. These over here doesn't sound like you're totally miserable. Um, life's okay, and then after the challenge, life is better. Okay, so so this is the kind of the part that I would like to see higher up, and I'm sure he's addressing this in the video. He's talking about how the banks are screwing you and stuff like that. So let's just go down to here. So this whole section is really kind of getting into telling you what this event, like, you don't want to tell people what's in the event until you really sold me on the idea of I need to do this, right? Because until I know that I need to do something like this, that I'm really gonna really dive deeper into, okay, now what do I have to do, right? It's that kind of thing. Like I got to convince you that your situation is really bad, and unless you do something about it, it's not going to get better. And so you got to do something. And then you go, okay, yeah, all right, I got to do something. Now tell me what I got to do. Well, this is telling you what you got to do, but you haven't. But up until this point, you haven't convinced me that my situation is bad and that I need to do something. All right. Again, the video probably says that, but if you're just looking at the page, you're somebody that's kind of looking at the page, going, oh yeah, you haven't really told me my situation, like why. I mean, it's all about inertia. Like why? I mean, I'm living pretty comfortably. Like why do I really need to do this? Um, you haven't convinced me of that. Like I need to go do something right now. Okay, so I want to get way into this, and I'm going to do it in the next part. So I want to wrap this up, keep it, under 15 minutes, and then we're gonna dive deep into um, like this is the problem, right? Like that it's this classic sales letter, problem, solution, our solution, all the other stuff. Um, so join me for the next round, part four. This is part three, part four, and then we'll dive deep and I'm gonna talk about what could be done better, what needs to be taken out, and things like that. All right, thank you.